Hi guys, welcome to the video. So in today's video we're going to look at breakfalling, and we'll look at the layers of breakfalling. So we'll look at them in 3 layers. So we'll look on the ground and we'll look at how they're potentially used against the wall. So if we start off with a back breakfall. So the idea of the back breakfall is that we're going to throw our arms out this way, and what that basically does is takes the shoulder blades, brings the shoulder blades back and protects the top of the spine. What we also do, tuck our chin in. Okay? When we tuck our chin in, it stops the back of the head hitting the floor. So it's really important that we protect the top part of the spine and the head. So we layer the breakfalls in three ways. So we start off with just sitting on the ground. We put our hands on our shoulders, chin tucks in, we fall backwards, and our arms are out 45 degrees from our body. Okay, so we go 1, 2, 3. Okay, and what we're looking at is what are generally termed as sleeping techniques. So neighbours mean sleeping. They mean falling as well, but deeply they mean sleeping. So when we end up in this position here, we want to think it's a bit like we're sleeping. So our head's on a pillow, tucked in, our arms down by our side somewhere here. We don't tend to have them up here or whatever. Okay, so they tend to be down by the side here. Right? We can fall, and we can also look at one leg being up. So the idea of this leg being up is we can use it to defend off if someone's attacking. So the next phase of breakfalls is to do them from a squatting position. So what we're going to do is we're basically going to squat down here, fall back, and breakfall. Okay, so we'll squat down, hands on the shoulders, fall back, breakfall. Okay. And then the next level is to look at it from standing up. So we start standing up, and what we want to try and do is get close to the ground. So we're not just going to fall back at this position, so we kind of squat and fall back. What we can also look at is we've got some momentum going backwards, and what we try and do is maybe roll over our shoulder. So essentially what you end up with is a breakfall and a roll. It's important to point out that breakfalls are different from rolling in that rolls are usually where I've got momentum behind me, and so I'm travelling across the mat. A breakfall, I'm not travelling across the mat, I'm just hitting the mat. So the next one we'll look at is a side breakfall. And the way we practice a side breakfall is we're going to sit on our side and we come up, again slap 45 degrees. You can see my shoulders here, so it's protecting my chin, my head's tucked in. This foot is up, so it's protecting this lower part of my body, and this elbow comes in here. So when I'm normally teaching people, I usually get them to do knee to elbow. But technically, this is protecting the lower ribs and the head, and this is protecting the lower body, a bit like you would do normally when you're standing up. Okay, so all we do is essentially roll to the side, breakfall. And again, if we think of these as sleeping techniques, we might kind of sleep here or sleep here. So if they're having problems visualising it, just think you're curled up in a fetal position, and the arms out, and this is more or less your breakfall. And you can practice both sides, so you come out to the left, breakfall, and out to the right, breakfall. When we go up, we go into a squatting position, we're going to throw the leg across. So we start here, we're going to throw this leg across the body here, so it comes across, and sit down. I'm trying to put my bum next to my foot. Okay, so we have a dead space that sits just slightly behind us. So if we're too far out, we'll tend to sprawl across the ground. We're trying for this dead spot here. Okay, so when we're squatting down, we come here, throw the leg across. Okay. And if we're going to do it from standing, we do the same thing. So this time we're going to throw the leg across, we're going to sit in this gap behind, and we're going to breakfall. So it comes across. Okay. So we just come across the body. So we're doing a foot sweep. Foot comes across. Sit. Okay. And then the third one we're going to look at is a front breakfall. So we're going to start in this position. So when I do this, I normally get someone to do it wrong. So this is the wrong way of breakfalling. So when I fall this way, I get them to do this. And you can feel the shockwave going through the wrist, the elbow, and the shoulder, and into the head. So if you fall that way, you're probably going to break something. So we make a triangle, and when we fall, we want it to be like a spring. Okay? So it's not a matter of me just doing this. It's a matter of me falling forwards, my hands hitting the ground, and my body coming down, my head turning. Okay? My hands are aiming to protect my head and pillow it. Okay? So I reach forward, hit the ground, and look to the left or the right. Okay? So I reach out, hit the ground, acts like a spring. It's not stopping me hitting the floor because gravity will make us hit the floor. It's slowing us down. So we hit, bang. And then if we're looking at a squatting position, so when we do it from a squatting position, we're going to throw the legs out at the same time. So what you'll see is I'm falling. So if I'm on this mat here, I'm falling into this space because I know this space is safe. Yeah, so when I fall, so I'm going to squat, I'm going to throw my legs out and my body forward. And it means I land in a space that I know is safe. Because if I fall forwards, I don't know whether that's safe. Should be, but I don't know. Okay? So we're going to squatted position here, push the legs back, arms forward, look to the left, look to the right. And then if we're doing it from standing, it's the same principle. So we start from standing and throw the legs back, hands forward. So it's here, and you can see my hands are slowing my body down. So from here, and we're down. It's important to think of these in 3 dimensions. So if I'm near a wall and someone pushes me back against the wall, I can break forward against the wall this way, my head's tucked in here, so it's not going to go down the wall. My arms coming here. I've got stability, 2 points on my arms, 1 on my leg. I can continue the fight by kicking. So this is the same as we've done when we fell onto the ground. Yeah. And off to the side. Likewise, if I'm pushed into the wall, I can hit side onwards, my knees coming up, and again I can kind of turn, side kick out, I can back fist, or I can push off against the wall and come forwards. So again, you're after this, break forward, slap, side of the wall here. And then if we're pushed forwards, it's the same thing. So, but what we're going to do is look at when we hit the wall, is to push away. So as I hit the wall this way, I push and bring my elbow up. Yeah? So I'm pushed from behind up here. My threat is behind me, so I push away. I use that springing motion to bounce me off the wall. I raise my elbow, and what I'm after is if they're following me up, I'm going to hit them with the elbow, and if they're a little bit further out, I'm going to come out with a hammer fist. So my whole motion is bang, 1, 2. Okay? So that's just an introduction to breakfalls. We can use breakfalls in a number of ways. So a lot of people look at breakfalls and they say they're just for hitting the ground, stopping you hurting yourself. We use them a lot in counter throws. So when someone throws me, I'll use one of the breakfalls to counter their throw and turn it into a throw of my own kind. But we'll look at that a bit later on. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.